Oh, it's cold here.
It's so cold. I almost went and put on pants.
Really?
But we have a no pants household. Just kidding. Welcome back to Tourist and the Tour Guide. I'm your host, Brooklyn Valenzuela, and today, as always, with me is Luis Valenzuela and Denali Riggs Murmur Valenzuela Cheesecake Bill.
Hello, everybody. Say hello, Denali.
I did. Said hello. They're here to watch me sleep, Dad. Honestly, I'm just gonna nap.
So hello, everybody. If you've been on the bus with me, either on a tour or on a transfer, hello again. I've missed you dearly. My mind weeps every time memories of your smiles appear before my closed, crying eyes.
That was pretty deep.
Hello, love.
Hi, my love.
So, today was a very uneventful day at work. I was, in fact, not on a bus. I was in a van. Yesterday was my off day.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. And today was in a van, which is 11 seats. So, not many people today. That is technically the part where I shine at work. No, actually what I mean is that is what I most like about my job. Meeting new people every day, having conversations, questions, and things like that. So when I'm in a van, I don't know, I feel alone. I feel sorrow.
Yeah, you have a bigger chance of connecting when you have 50 people on your bus than
Yes.
3.
Which, tomorrow, I have a tour.
Whoop, whoop.
So,
Lucky people.
thank you, love.
I fell in love with him on a tour, and you might do the same.
But
and
I'm
you might
already
do the
married.
same, but he's married.
Yes.
You're not going to cut that out, are you?
No.
That I
No, I thought it was a part of the show.
Oh, it wasn't.
I didn't even notice.
He's probably not going to cut this out either.
No. So what happened was, last week we did go to a thing that happened on the main street downtown. Downtown is actually, the actual name is Oranjestad. Oranjestad is in Dutch and it means Orange City because of the royals van Oranje, from orange.
And what's
The
funny,
color, not the fruit.
And what's funny about that is your wife is from Orange County.
It's all meant to be.
It's all meant to be.
So what happened was, last week they had an event in the main street of downtown. If you've been on the island, if you've explored around the Renaissance Hotel downtown, to the back of it, that's where that still is the main street. But a few things have changed throughout the years. So when I was a kid, teenager, I don't remember which year it happened, but I think in my 20s it was still like how it was before. So if you've been to Aruba recently, now on the main street you might recognize it by rails of a tram that passes the main street. But that did not exist before. and how downtown used to be. That road used to go, it used to be one way, a very narrow road, only one way, and cars could drive through that. And to the sides, like the whole street was just stores, right?
Mhm.
And especially on a Friday afternoon when the kids go out of the school, and you would go there and walk around the main street, and then when your parents finish working, they would come pick you up because you could drive through the main street and all that. It was nice.
Mhm.
All right. It was nice. I used to skate that whole street from school to another place, um, by the terminal for the buses, the big buses.
Yeah.
Behind that, there used to be a DIY skate park, a few ramps and things
Yeah.
like that. So we used to skate from school all the way through the main street, all the way to the skate park behind the bus station, the bus terminal. So it was nice. And then because development, and we live off of tourism in Aruba, and everybody wants to do their thing to be like, I did this, I mean, government, right?
Yeah.
So at some point, I don't even if I remember who it was, I don't want to get into the which party did it or not. But what happened was they closed down the main street downtown, and they closed it down for months because they had to work on the main street to build the rails for the tram. And it was a whole project. And right away, when they closed it to work on that project, you saw it right away. It killed downtown right away, immediately. So no cars could go through there anymore. Um, the shops were already like, it's taking many months. We need some type of help to get people back here. And this is only a few months in, so like when they're working on the project, right? And then, yeah, eventually they finished it. There is a tram now for many years now, and it goes through downtown. Um, so it was mainly for tourism. That's why I mentioned that Aruba, we live off of tourism. So they try to do more and more and more for tourism. But some people don't understand that people like Aruba, how it is.
Yeah.
You don't need to continue going until you don't have anything anymore. I've had the last 2 years at least, I've been getting more people because we get a lot of repeat guests on the island. So, yeah, we've been coming here for 20 years. We've been coming here for 10 years even. And they say, like, you know what? It's kind of getting too developed. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'm somebody that works in tourism. So I need it firsthand, for work. But I still understand that, yeah, even like there is a point where you're like, okay, stop. And you got to think things through.
What I don't understand about the overdeveloping, like I understand everybody wants their cut, but it's not bringing more people.
Mm-mm.
In fact, building more hotels is bringing less people because they're like, it's kind of getting
too much.
It's not like the prices are getting better. They're honestly probably getting worse
Yeah.
for the hotels and everything. And we're having the problem with Airbnbs here as well. I did have a question for you about Main Street.
Yeah.
Right now, downtown, the only stores that are really like prominent, other than like a few technology stores and stuff, are very geared toward tourists. Was it before? Did it have like more places that locals would shop at?
Yeah. If you go further in to the main street nowadays, there's a lot of stores that don't have anything. They're closed.
They're all closed.
Yeah. And some people might respond to that like, yeah, because after COVID and all that. Yeah, COVID did its thing too, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was falling apart way before that. Since they closed down Main Street to the traffic and they built that tram, it's cute. It's nice to look at it. It's like a tourist attraction.
It's not
But it's
practical.
not producing anything. It's not making anything. And one thing that many people here, the higher ups, get Denali's asleep.
But he's not even laying down.
Many things that these higher ups that make the decision get wrong, because they are getting their cut. So they're not losing. But what they're getting wrong for the island is it's not producing anything. Like the tram doesn't charge anybody. It's free.
But,
so it was...
is it like it's charging tax money, right?
Yeah, we got to pay for that.
Because
So,
it's running. So like
yeah.
they lost.
But the thing is, their idea was, yeah, bring the tram so it brings people into Main Street. Right? But people are not buying things. They're using the tram just as a...
photo op.
Yeah. Like people take pictures and, oh, let's go through Main Street and that's it. They're not buying anything. They're not doing anything. Plus, the tram is free. So,
Yeah.
like, they don't feel like they lose anything by just hopping on and not buying anything on the street.
I went on it. No, I don't actually think we went on it, but we saw it when we were downtown. The one day that we went downtown, I didn't enjoy my first time downtown.
And I don't think it's wrong going on it. So I'm not saying like to people visiting the island, don't go on it or boycott this or that. I'm not talking in that sense. I'm just saying
this is how it changed Aruba.
Yeah, and
This
it's
is
not
the
bringing
impact.
anything. I'm not saying like don't go and start boycotting it. No. It's fine if you go on it and if you take pictures and do whatever you want to do. What I'm saying is the ones that came with that idea, they damaged Main Street, and that is the truth. Like, it's not about which side of the politics spectrum you're on or whatever. This is super neutral. It killed Main Street. And so now, when we went there, is because they had an event to try and revive
Main Street.
Main Street.
Yeah.
That event, in of itself, by making it, trying to revive it, it's telling you that what they did killed Main Street. There is your proof. You know what I
If
mean?
it wasn't proof enough that there's a lot of vacant buildings.
Yeah. A lot.
And the whole plaza itself, the Pink Plaza, what is it called?
Which Pink Plaza?
The
Royal Plaza.
Yeah.
The other mall?
Yeah. That one in general
They sold it.
Yeah, they had to sell it, and now it's going to be completely condos.
Yeah.
Like, none of the businesses there even survived. And that didn't have to do anything with, like, the driving, but, like, it shows you that the obsession with... So, Aruba's issue, I feel like, with making things for tourists is as a former tourist, I hope you'll let me speak for us as a whole.
Mm-hmm. You're the OG tourist.
The
so
OG.
you're allowed.
I want to feel like a local.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm walking downtown and seeing a Zara, I feel like I'm in the US. You know?
Yeah, because here that's what they did.
I don't want to be in the US. I want to see what you would see. Like what you would want to. I want to go into the shops that have been owned for 40 years by a local and like have them make me a pistachio or something. You know, like something cool like that. I want to hear the cool stories about Aruba rather than...
Now that you mentioned that about the pastiches and local things, the ironic thing about this whole thing is they kill Main Street and then they bring events to try and revive it by putting on cultural spots and things to do. Like, oh yeah, it's an authentic Aruban. Yeah, you shouldn't have messed with it.
Yeah.
What does a tram have to do with Aruba?
I feel like a lot of it, some of these people,
The ones who build it or what?
yeah, these people traveled there and saw, or just in movies or whatever, you've seen San Francisco trams,
Yeah.
you know, and you've seen how the casinos are in Las Vegas and like how it's built up and
Yeah.
everything. But in movies it looks, oh, this is so cool, and then if you go to those cities, it's just a bunch of like homeless because they got kicked out of their own city. They can't afford to be there, you know?
Yeah. Aruba, unfortunately, is kind of going there with the Airbnbs and all the developments that, dude, rent and all these things are going crazy. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It doesn't get so far.
I think bringing awareness to it right now,
Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah, that thing of you kill something, but then you bring events to revive it and add cultural. So that's the problem here. Many people here idolize the US as tourists coming here as visitors because 90% of our tourism is from the US. So yeah, there is a certain like, hey, welcome here.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, that should be it. Like, really be welcoming, be nice, don't cater to every single thing because you lose what you are.
Yeah.
Right? And then you start doing things that is not from Aruba, like that tram, and you kill that downtown, and then you need to revive it and put little here and there little cultural events to bring, oh, it's my Aruba, this is from Aruba. But dude, you shouldn't have done that if everything from Aruba is from Aruba. Show people what you do without trying to bring something from abroad, the imagery, like a tram, for example, right now, and then having to put here and there some cultural things from Aruba. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. You know what I mean? When we were there, there were the girls walking around with dresses from Aruba and these things. You shouldn't do that. You wouldn't have to do that if you remain Aruban.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's nonsense, I think.
It is. And I think honestly, it's a good thing that they did the event that they did.
Yeah. No, it is a very good thing. I think they should do it more often.
I think they should do it more often. And I think they should bring more things back like that to downtown rather than making more businesses that are like a mall in America. That's not truly what tourists want. I don't want to buy a Zara shirt here.
Yeah.
Like I could go buy a Zara shirt I can buy the same shirt in the States. Why would I buy it here?
Yeah.
You know? And having something uniquely made in Aruba, or I think we've talked about this before, but we're very into like the small businesses and everything, and like that aspect. I really think it would be beneficial to everyone.
Denali, what are you doing?
I'm mad at my sister.
This conversation made me
I'm
agitated.
Heated. I'm heated. She keeps saying I'm not a Reuben.
Denali, you came all the way from Colorado.
Yeah. So did Mom.
That's true. Oh boy.
Well,
So here are some images of last week's event in downtown. I love you.
I love you.
If you like these type of conversations and you want us to go more in depth about the realities of tourism in Aruba, there are a lot of very drama-filled stories. The more support we get, the more intense the stories can get, and more real of the behind the scenes of tourism here on the island. So do all the things they ask you to do when you're on YouTube and things like that. If you like quizzes and you want to learn about the local language Papiamento and history of Aruba, we play games in
Aruba TNTG.com. Is that what you were asking?
Sure. I meant more like Aruba. Aruba. Yes. No. Tourists versus the tour guide.
Okay.
Caught you off guard there.
Versus the tour guide. And if you would like to join and play against your tour guide,
So.
and see if you can win certain prizes and things in Aruba while you're visiting here, you can sign up at Aruba TNTG.com. That is
Aruba TNTG.com. And for everybody that was on the bus, on the tour, or on the transfer, I really miss you. And you were wonderful. With that out of the way, these were the videos that we got from downtown. See you. Peace. Love you.
bye.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye. What was that?
Nail.